Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is the second session, the so-called PM session of day one. And we're going to wrap up QM. QM is a monster subject. Glad to see so many people live with me still. I know there's time zone differences. So, a few folks I know for sure, dropped out for some much needed rest. But everything's archived and will be here when you return. So during the break, I put up this example. If you had a chance to work on it, great. If not, I'll walk you through it on hypothesis testing. But I thought I'd just take one or two moments just to kind of give you a little expectation for the exam. So we're still in day one PM session. And I guess what I wanted to briefly address is what do you need to pass the exam? What score? CFAI actually doesn't give you a score, so it makes it a little bit frustrating. They give you a little more information than they used to. They give you a graph. In the old days, they just told you if you were in the 0 to 50, 50 to 70, or 70 plus bucket. So I kind of look at it like this. This is, since we know sampling, this is the universe of LOSs. Some 540 or so learning outcome statements. And then this is what I say will appear on the exam. Then CFAI tests you on this. So you can see that there's a heavy overlap. So the things that I think are really important and highlight and stress, most of that's covered. There's a few things that I think should be tested that CFAI doesn't. And there's variation on exam to exam and sitting to sitting and so on. So there'll be a few things which I'm really surprised are not, tested. Then on the other hand, there will be a few things in here. I'm just going to put like question marks. I'm going to scratch my head and say, what? That's not really important. That wasn't stressed. I'm really surprised that's on the exam, but you can't help it. So hopefully this is a small number of questions. And so you really want to concentrate on this overlap. So my sort of rule is this. We should be able to predict, about 80% of what's tested, what's most important. And if you can get 80% right, 80% of what you think is going to be tested, that gives you, 64% unconditional. Then the remaining 20% have no idea, flip a three-sided coin. No such thing. So flip a three-sided coin and that's another 6 or 7%. That brings you to 70. So that's kind of like my magic number. Nobody knows for sure. It's not 80%, it's not 50%. 70% based on some things that CFAI has said in the past, based on candidates sharing their results with me, which if you'd like to, I keep a long database and try and do my own analysis by all means. This gets you right there in that ballpark. So what am I trying to say? There's 20% of the exam, even if you didn't know it very well and you just guessed randomly, and you were able to get 80% of the core 80%, you're right there on the passing. So don't get bogged down in some of the detail. Focus on the bigger, more important picture topics. Do you think the Kaplan mocks are representative of the actual exams? So That's a great question. You can only take the exam once if you pass it.